This is ProWrestling.me video podcast LK here with another edition of LK's Wrestling Reviews right here on ProWrestling.me and KocoSports.net and the YouTube channel. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Before we get going, this is your weekly WWE SmackDown review. I'm back in the groove of things. We can have a moment of silence before we do this show, before we get down to breaking down to this week's edition of SmackDown, which for the record, I watched for the first time in a couple of weeks. I'm going to be honest. And I'm going to be honest, put in the comment section below win, loss, or tie. I'm not doing live comments because the simple fact, as of recording right now, is 12:35 p.m. A.m., sorry. Roadblock starts at 1 a.m. Okay, so I need to get this done within 25 minutes. That's why it's not live. That's why there's no live comments. So please put in the comments below, was this show a win? Was this show a loss? Or was this show a tie? So that more importantly, before we get down to SmackDown, let's take a moment to just show our respects, show our appreciation, show our thoughts to what once was a great microphone. It's had some great days. It's been with me everywhere. This was my rock. This was my security blanket. And then it just turned into a piece of shit. The Samsung CO1U, I do not recommend it. The wire is atrocious. I'm now here with this fancy pantsy gimmick. Watch this. This is impressive. You ready? So sometimes it's Roadblock Super Show. Super Show. You see? We're upgrading. We're upgrading. Not only do we have that, we have the VIP section going on over at LK VIP, links in the description. 99 pence per month, or wherever you are in the world. First 14 days, 100% completely free. Don't feel like you're getting your money's worth? Unsubscribe. Doesn't cost you a thing. First 14 days free. But I digress. Enough of that bullshit, lollygagging, pussy fucking around, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You're here for a SmackDown review. So yeah, I'm fancy pouncing this set. I like this. I dig this a lot. It feels a lot more professional. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to Roadblock in 24 minutes. I've got 8 cans of Red Bull. 8 cans of Red Bull. £8 for 8 cans in Sainsbury's. Ladies and gentlemen, if you live in England, get on that deal. So, SmackDown aired 2 nights ago on the 10th of March 2016. It's right now the 12th of March 2016. I'm a late bastard. There's a surprise. Some things in this world never change. But we start off with Miz in the ring. Results are read from WrestlingInc.com. So you have Miz in the ring for Miz TV. And the show, he talks about the re-debut, kind of, or the return, or whatever you like to call it, of Sami Zayn. He goes on to say Zayn looks like Seth Rogen. Cuts off Zayn talking about his early career. Basically trying to get the hint on. The WWE have this stuck in their brain somehow that no matter what you did prior to getting to the WWE, the only thing that matters in the world of pro wrestling and in the business, as they like to call it, sometimes on television, the only thing that matters is WWE. Nothing else matters. Sometimes that helps them. Sometimes it hinders them. In this case, I think it helps them it hinders them because I think it would be such a great way to boost this feud if you talked about the history of these guys battling in Canada 13 years ago. History of battling in Ring of Honor 6-7 years ago. There's so much you could talk about with the history of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, but they won't do it because they're just stuck in their own little bubble, bless them. Like, sometimes I'm like, you know what, bless you guys. It's so cute, like, so adorable. You're in your own little bubble, you think no one else exists. It's so cute. Oh, absolute fucking imbeciles. Miz goes on to ask Sami Zayn about the history with Kevin Owens. Zayn says he and Owens relied on each other and that he doesn't understand or know why Owens turned on him the night he debuted in the WWE, aka back in NXT. Miz brings up Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens comes out. Kevin Owens says he did what he did to Zayn. What he did, it wasn't personal. It was best business decision for him and for his family. He brings up how Zayn started with WWE 2 years before him, but he made it to the main roster on Monday Night Raw a year before Zayn. Zayn says he's going to win the Kevin Owens IC title and he'll do it at WrestleMania. But Owens says, he goes on and says, you don't deserve it, which actually makes sense. What's Zayn done on the main roster? He lost to Samoa Joe on Wednesday, and then on Thursday comes out and says, hey, look, I'm entitled to a WWE Intercontinental Championship match. Back of the line, sonny boy. Come on. Just because you have beef with the guy doesn't entitle you to a championship match. Owens, though, tries to walk off, but Neville cuts him off and says he has unfinished business with Kevin Owens. Neville says he wants the IC title, and Miz says that he does too. Zayn says Miz's day of main eventing WrestleMania are behind him, and Miz attacks him from behind. Zayn recovers and Miz runs away. I enjoyed this. Kevin Owens and Zayn are pretty damn good on the mic. I think Kevin Owens is a really underrated promo. But every time Kevin Owens gets a promo time, he gets time on the stick, I think he really does go out there and always delivers. I love how they're teasing. Like I said, sometimes they're in their own little bubble. But when it pertains to this feud, I think they're doing a decent enough job to still acknowledge the fact that this is like a 13, 14, 15-year story. And I think that makes it a lot more personal. I love how they're adding Neville to the mix. I love how they're still keeping Miz relevant. Miz has been doing quite a bit. I mean, he was with AJ a month ago, and now he's back involved in the IC title mix. I enjoyed that. Then we move on to our first match, as when we come back from the commercial break, for some particular reason, we have Kevin Owens and The Miz versus Sami Zayn and Neville. It was never really made clear why this match was happening. It was a decent match. Kevin Owens did the usual, grabbed the IC title and walked away. Kevin Owens didn't, I like that. Like, sometimes, you're a prize fighter, so in theory, he wants to save himself for those big money fights. Why waste on SmackDown when you could save yourself for WrestleMania, that big money? And that's all he cares about, money, because that's what he cares about, because he wants to do it for his family. So that actually makes logical sense. There was some nice stuff in here. Sami Zayn's technical in-ring WWE debut. There was some good stuff. Zayn gets a hot tag. He does some clotheslines. But again, they teased very well. Owens going for Zayn. Zayn going for Owens, but he just couldn't get him. And there were so many times they did it, because what's eventually going to happen is when they eventually brawl, it's going to be a great moment. But Sami Zayn and Neville get the win. Sami Zayn got the win with the haluva kick, also introducing Sami Zayn's finisher, his offense, to the world. I enjoyed that. It was pretty damn good. We then got a video from The Rock on Twitter hyping up WrestleMania. That was kind of him, wasn't it? We have a Golden Truth vignette. This is the 11th one they've done. This time it was in the bathroom, Goldust. It basically, the gimmick was he ran out of toilet paper. He was there screaming, and then Truth's there with his toilet paper. And then tells Goldust that he was basically stalking his family. Goldust is like, that is the sickest thing anyone has ever done. And then Truth's there with the toilet paper, and he snatches it and goes for a shit. I find that this was typical Vinnie Mac toilet humor, and that's not because Vinnie Mac is a toilet. He is a toilet, but by no shape of the imagination is this decent humor. It's like Family Guy. Family Guy, if you look at it from the surface, it's not actually funny. It's just dry toilet humor. It's dry humor, and it's funny if you're in one of those funny moods. If you're in a bad mood, you're going to say, oh, that's fucking shit. If you're in a good mood, you're going to piss yourself. So these segments are hit and miss depending on what mood you're in. So if you're in a good mood and you're sat there, I think you can enjoy the show. I think you can enjoy the segments. If you're in a really bad mood, if you're in a pissed off mood, I think you're going to hate this segment a lot. Then we had Brie Bella versus Summer Rae. Brie Bella got the win with the submission using the yes lock because she's a whore. And then Lana comes out and she hit the Bella Buster, okay, aka the X Factor, which X-Pac or Sean Morton, whatever you want to call him, used to use. I can see where this is going. Brie Bella versus Lana at WrestleMania, or Lana and Rusev versus Brie Bella and someone trying and sticking up for Daniel Bryan, or maybe who's friends with Daniel Bryan on screen? Maybe Kane comes to the aid, and then Kane and Daniel Bryan with the Team Hell No. Daniel Bryan's in Kane's corner. I don't know what they could do. It struggles me. It baffles my mind, because no one in their right mind, no one wants to see Lana versus Brie Bella in a WrestleMania. No one wants to watch that on Superstars. No one wants to see that at a house show, let alone the grandest stage of them all, unless they do a mixed tag with Rusev and Lana versus Brie Bella and someone. But the someone needs to make sense, not just any old Tom, Dick, and Harry. As the match itself, Brie Bella and Summer Rae, I think Summer Rae's improved a lot in the ring. And if you deny that, you're an imbecile. Literally, she has improved so much inside that ring. And, a couple of weeks ago, she had a match on Monday Night Raw with Paige, which really, to me, felt like a breakout match. And, it's a big difference going from Paige all the way back down to Brie Bella. Like, in all due respect, the spot on the card is a step up. But it's just, I don't know. I think Summer Rae's at that point now where they really don't know what to do with her. They're just chucking her out there and hoping for the best, swinging for the fences. They have no clue what they want to do with her. They have no clue what they're doing with the main event of WrestleMania, to be honest, calling a spade, but that could all change tonight, and I'm rooting for Dean Ambrose. I'm rooting for the League of Nations. I'm rooting for Brock Lesnar, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. But you're probably watching this after Roadblock's taken place, which is kind of strange. Oh, so tired. I got no sleep last night. Absolutely outrageous. Literally, I'm working on like 3 hours kit. Unbelievable. I fucking digress. Then we have Chris Jericho. He comes out to the ring with his Y2AJ shirt. He says he's a versatile, creative, and durable man. He brags about inventing the money in the bank and never ever getting injured once in the WWE, and that fans chanting AJ Styles' name, they can all go to hell. Jericho says Y2AJ was something special, and AJ and the fans ruined it by chanting for AJ over him and the team when AJ had just a cup of coffee in the WWE. Jericho then burns the Y2AJ shirt in the ring, kind of symbolic to every single person who bought a Y2AJ shirt. And this is typical WWE. Like, they did that just to say, swerved ya, swerved ya. Like, it makes no sense to build a team like Jericho and AJ. It was so obvious. You could have got some distance in that team. That was a good team. I'm going to be honest with you. I wouldn't mind Y2AJ versus the New Day at WrestleMania. If they did the match they did on Monday Night Raw in Chicago, if they did that, amped up times 10 because it's WrestleMania, I think you could get one hell of a match. Have them have a run with the tag straps, maybe in the summer, and then AJ Styles will be more established. He'll be up the card, and then you could do an AJ versus Chris Jericho feud in the summer at SummerSlam and be a big, high-profile match. But as the segment, I like the segment. I love the part where he actually burnt it and he cut a promo with the fire. Camera crew did a great job getting the visual. It really was a good visual. Go out of your way. This is the segment of the night. I'd literally, if I was going to watch anything from this show, I would watch this and just watch it from WWE's YouTube channel. I'll go over there and give that a watch. And I definitely would give it a watch because it's actually a pretty damn entertaining segment. Jericho as a heel is absolutely out this world. I'll put that on my Twitter machine. You can follow me on Twitter at LK Wrestling. I'll follow you back unless you're an imbecile. And I honestly, I really did like the segment. Jericho as a heel is incredible. And I'm looking forward to his stuff with AJ. But the issue is, I wish they went for maybe like a best of 5 series, or maybe a best of 7. But they don't do that. They never do that. The last time I think they did that was 2005-early 2006, when Benoit and Booker T, to my knowledge, had a rivalry over the vacant US Championship. That's to the best of my knowledge. They may have done something after that, but that's the last time I remember a decent one anyway. Then you have the Lucha Dragons defeating the League of Nations. Ryback was shown up watching backstage because obviously the plan is to do Ryback versus Kalisto for the US Championship at WrestleMania. And I don't know how I feel about that. Because, you look up and down the card, I'd never want to see another Alberto Del Rio versus Kalisto match again, or at least for a while. And if you actually look up and down the roster, who do you have left? Who do you honestly have left that you can use to have as a US Championship contender? No heels. Ryback, Kalisto, good story of, underdog, undersized, fighting the good fight. That's what we're doing. I don't know. It's just Ryback's a bad promo. Kalisto's a bad promo. How are you going to hype this? Ryback's mediocre in the ring. Kalisto's very good in the ring, but I don't know. I don't see the money in this. I can picture that being a pre-show affair. I really can. But anyway, back to the Lucha Dragons League of Nations match. Basically, there was a point where Sin Cara got the hot tag. He went for a springboard back elbow on Barrett, but then Barrett hits a bull hammer, pins him, and gets a win for the first time in a damn long time. I was really happy when Barrett got the win, because obviously Barrett's handed in his notice. That does not mean he is gone properly. He literally, that does not mean he's quit. It means he's handed in his notice. Until his contract expires, he's still there. Vince can offer him more money, and he can. It's been done before. Like Punk, he handed in his notice. He's fucking signed a new deal. It's done loads of time. Just because you hand in your notice, it's like at work. You hand in your 2 weeks' notice. Until that last day, you could back out. You can say, look, cut it. Don't worry. The job failed. I can't get that new job. Cut it. I'm still sticking with the job. That's fine. It's the way it works. Okay, so Barrett, if you get the issue I have with Barrett is, I think his issue, is he's very injury prone, and that does hinder him a lot. And I think that is one of the reasons why he's been held back, so to speak. He's never really broken that glass ceiling, and I think Barrett had a lot of potential. I think 2010, 2011 should have been his year. I mean, I remember him having a cracking feud with Randy Orton in late 2011, really break out. So it's the same as Cody Rhodes in late 2011. I honestly, if I was doing a podcast 5 years ago, I would tell you the main eventers now would be Cody Rhodes, Wade Barrett, Sheamus, Daniel Bryan, those guys. And it's sad, like, Daniel Bryan's retired. Sheamus is jobbing in the mid card. You've got, Wade Barrett, but this is his first win in months. And it just goes on and on. Cody Rhodes is now Stardust, barely getting a win on Superstars. It's a sad state of affairs, but it's what happens in life. And, wrong men get pushed and turned in the shuffle. But anyway, Ryback then is backstage and says 2 little men will lose to 2 big men, and not everyone is created equal. That's had Vince McMahon written all over it, didn't it? Jesus Christ. I bet he's like, Ryback, what we're going to do is, you're a big guy, aren't you? You're the big guy. So what we're going to do is, we're going to put you up against the little guy. Do you know that little guy, Kalisto? And we're going to tell the story of big men rule, because you are the big guy. Now let me feel those big guns. And he's there squeezing. Oh, Ryback, they are big. Oh, that's it, Ryback, they are big. Oh, do you want to go over at WrestleMania? I think I'm going to put you over at Mania. You want that U.S. title? I'm going to give you the U.S. title. Just now take your pants off and show me that big guy. Okay, that went off topic very quick. That was explicit audience only. I digress. Main event, then we have the Wyatt family versus Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, and the Usos. This was barely promoted. What's the point? Like, this was a house show. Ambrose pins Rowan with the dirty deeds. It was pretty nice because basically Ambrose went for the pendulum clothesline, and then Rowan went for that spin kick of death, and then Ambrose ducked and then hit into the dirty deeds. The commentary, Mauro Ranello, I get that. I slaughter that guy's name, and it pisses me off because he's such a good commentator. The good commentator's name. He told a great story of if that happens, like it happened on Monday on Raw, we're going to have a new WWE champion at Fastlane. So that match was made, A, to send the crowd home happy, B, to get Dean Ambrose over to the point of, you need to purchase the WWE Network to be able to watch Roadblock. Also, they did that so that they could promote the Bray Wyatt versus Brock Lesnar match. And to end the show, I think it's absolute horseshit. They're wasting a Lesnar appearance. If you noticed, every time Brock Lesnar's on Monday Night Raw, they announce it a week in advance because he's a pricey guy. He's a box office attraction. He's a big fucking deal. When Brock Lesnar's on that show, it means business. Okay, honestly, Brock Lesnar's on that show. It's always heavily promoted. It's fucking flash video packages or vignettes coming up saying Brock Lesnar on Raw next week. Advertised heavily. Name me any bit of build to Bray Wyatt versus Brock Lesnar for the match that begins the show begins in 8 minutes from now. There's been none. There's been zero. And it pisses me off. Brock Lesnar's a box office deal. If you just give us Brock Lesnar, like, who cares? We'll just chuck Brock Lesnar out there. We'll chuck Brock Lesnar on the Roadblock Super Show. Super Show. Like, that's a funny little gimmick. And then it won't be a special. And if you just keep using him and using him and using him, in irrelevancy, people are going to think he's irrelevant. They're not going to be interested. All this money you're paying for him, the years you spent building this guy, that WrestleMania 30 to the summer, to have him then go to main event WrestleMania, and then still continue to be in a high-profile feuds in the summer with Undertaker. You've kept him safe. You've actually done a good job booking the man. Like, it's a very rare I say that. They've done a good job protecting him booking-wise. And to throw it all away, and for what? Like, this is a big deal. A Brock Lesnar fight. It's a fight. Brock Lesnar is in a fight. He's on a match card. He's wrestling. So you're telling me they take a week to promote a Brock Lesnar appearance, and a Brock Lesnar match has a clip on Monday Night Raw. Where was the promotion? Where was the promotion? Where was the promotion? It would be like this, okay? Here's the example I used on the VIP. I did a Roadblock preview about 12 hours ago now for the VIPs. And I basically use this. It would be like us here on PWME. It's like us having a wrestling rant and come on for a show. Monday Night Raw review, just because you guys watch the Raw review. And then us Wrestling Ranting charges us $200 per show. We're thinking, okay, $200 per show. That now strategically, we want that show to have as many viewers as possible, so that we can, break even with advertisement fees, promotional fees, blah 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 blah. So we all week from that Monday to the next Monday promote the living shit out of it on Twitter, promote the living shit out of it on YouTube, promote the shit out of it on the websites, promote the shit out of it everywhere we can on all of our shows, all of our podcasts. We promote it. Why? Because we want to make money. We're not paying a guy just to, be on the show. We want to pay the guy to make money. With Brock Lesnar, he's a box office attraction. You pay the guy a lot of money to then make you a lot of money. Unless you advertise him heavily, people will not know that he's on the show, which means they don't care. They don't. So you're paying him just to be there. And that's not good enough, and that pisses me off. But that's just a little mini rant to end the show. And thank you so much for watching this. Head over to LKVIP, is in the link in the description below. It's 99 pence, 99 cents. Wherever you live in the world, it's 0.99. Sign up. First 14 days, 100% completely free. You won't be charged. If you don't enjoy it, unsubscribe. That's happy by me, as long as you just give it a try. Also, head over to pressing.me. Head over to KocoSports.net. That's KocoSports.net, where the world goes to cash and for combat sports. And above all, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. That being said, this has been okay. Stay safe, stay well. Trying to enjoy Roblox. It's about to start in 5 minutes. I've got to go inside quickly and get my network uploading and running. Stay safe, stay well. Have a great day. And this is your boy LK, and I'll be catching your asses down the line.